This is A2U10L3, and this lesson is not going to be anything new. We're still going to be using just the formulas that we've looked at in the first two lessons. The new thing is we're actually going to have algebraic sequences with algebraic expressions instead of just single terms. We're not going to do it any differently. It's just sometimes if you haven't seen it done with an algebraic expression, it's a little hard to get a hold of. So, without further ado, let's look at a few. This one is arithmetic, and it says find the 11th term of negative 4x plus 2, negative 9x minus 3, negative 14x minus 8. The first thing to do is determine which formula do you need. Since this is an arithmetic sequence, and I'm looking for a term, I'm going to use this top formula. Now, a to the n is going to be 11. The first thing I'm going to need is my d. That's the distance. Now, how did you find that in a regular sequence? Well, you took sequence term number 2 and you subtracted number 1. So we're going to do the same thing. It's going to look a little different if we take the second term, which is negative 9x minus 3, and we subtract this first term, which is negative 4x plus 2. This is going to give us d. So negative 9 minus negative 4, that changes to plus a positive. So you've got negative 5x. Negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. So here's our d, negative 5x minus 5. Let's plug it into our formula. We're going to have A11 is equal to negative 5x minus 5. And this is times n minus 1. Well, if our n is 11, n minus 1 is 10, then we're going to have plus the first term, which is negative 4x plus 2. Okay? So that's getting it all filled in. Now the rest of it is just the math. So when I come to this first part, I'm going to distribute this 10 in here. That's going to give me negative 50x minus 50. Alright, down here, plus a negative 4x, I can just put minus 4x plus 2. Alright, now let's combine terms. Negative 50x minus 4x is negative 54x, and minus 50 plus 2 is minus 48. So this is the 11th term in your arithmetic series. Let's look at one more. We have an arithmetic sequence, 4x minus 4, negative x minus 1, negative 6x plus 2, and we want to find the 9th term in the sequence, A9. So we know the first thing we're going to need to do is find d. Let's take the second term in the sequence and subtract the first term from it. So this is going to be negative x minus 1 minus 4x minus 4. Right, this will be d. So negative x minus 4x is negative 5x. Negative 1 minus 4 changes to plus a positive, so we have plus 3. And this is our d. Now let's fill it into our formula. We are looking for A9. And we know our d is negative 5x plus 3. We're going to multiply that times the n minus 1. So 9 minus 1 is 8. Plus the a first term. So that's 4x minus 4. Okay? Alright, let's go ahead and start doing the math now. We're going to distribute this into here. 8 times 5 is negative 40x, plus 8 times 3 is 24, plus, since this is a plus sign, nothing's going to change there, so it'll be 4x minus 4. Now let's combine terms. Negative 40 plus 4 is negative 36x, and positive 24 minus 4, positive 20. This is the 9th term in your arithmetic sequence. Now let's look at some geometric ones. Next, we have a geometric sequence, negative 3x, positive 3x squared, negative 3x to the third, and we want to find the 7th term. So using our formula, we're going to locate A7. Now here's our formula. It starts off with your first term, A1, so we're going to have negative 3x times, alright, now we need r to the n minus 1. Well, the n minus 1 isn't hard. That's going to be 7 minus 1, which is 6. But I do need to find out what r is. Do this the same way as with regular sequences. Take your second sequence, which is 3x squared, and put it over your first sequence, which is negative 3x, and reduce. So this is going to give you negative. Your 3's cancel out. X squared over x gives you x. So I have negative x to the 6th power. Now it's just simplifying. Negative 3x times, alright, when you have a negative number raised to an even exponent, that changes it to positive. So we're going to have x to the 6th. When we simplify, we'll have negative 3x to the 7th power. One more geometric. In this last problem, I want to find the 10th term of negative 5x, negative 20x squared, and negative 80x to the 3rd. So this is a geometric sequence. We're going to use the geometric formula. So the first thing I need to do, or I'm going to go ahead and do, is find my ratio, find r. So take your second term, which is negative 20x squared, and divide that by negative 5x. This tells me what the progression was. Negative over negative is positive. 20 over 5 reduces down to 4. X squared over x is x. So I have positive 4x is my r. So now let's fill in. My A, I'm looking for A10. My A first is my first term. So I have negative 5x times r, which is 4x, to the n minus 1. Well, if n is 10, this is 9. So now to simplify, I'm going to have negative 5x times. The biggest mistake I've seen lately is everybody wants to just give this exponent to your variable, but both of these get it. So what you actually have is 4 to the 9th, x to the 9th. So watch that. Now, what is 4 to the 9th power? Just raise 4 to the 9th and you get 262, 144, x to the 9th. Now we're going to simplify. Negative 5 times this number is going to leave you with negative 1310720, and x times x to the 9th will give you x to the 10th. So you see, the algebraic ones really weren't any more difficult. It was just a little different, especially finding your D and your R. But use your steps, go by what you know you should do, and simplify using all your rules for exponents and your rules for combining like terms. Okay? I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.